Hello everybody and welcome. What we're going to be doing today is making a 4-foot by 8-foot elevated bed. So come along with me and I'll show you how I make one of these. Alright, the things you'll need for this project are 2 2x10 by 12s, 3 4x4 by 8s, 11 1x4 by 8s, 1 1x4 by 12. Now I did it this way for a total of 25 4-foot boards. It was a little bit cheaper for me to do it as 11 8s and 1 12. If it's cheaper for you to do it another way, you just need a total of 25 4-foot sections. Also, you'll need 10 feet of a 3mm plastic, 1 pound of 2.5-inch screws, 1 pound of 1 5/8-inch screws, and a box of 3/8-inch staples. Alright, for this, you're going to need 4x4s, 6 of them, cut 4 foot. We're going to use 2x10s. You'll need 2 of them, cut 8 foot, 2 of them cut at 4 foot. And then we're going to need 19 1x4s, and they're all going to be cut at 4 foot. And we're going to need an additional 3 of them. Later on, we'll cut it to fit to match on the inside of the 4x4s. So in total, this is all the boards you'll need for this project. And once you get these set up, what you're going to do is you're going to put your 2x10 by 8 on top of one of your 4x4s on each end. Make sure it's flush on the top, flush on the side, and then what you're going to do is you're going to sink some screws into this side. So we're going to work on one side, do all 3 4x4s, and then we're going to take the other side, do the same thing on the 8-foot boards, and then we'll stand it up and add the 4-foot along this side. Right, then once you secure both ends, measure out your middle, and I put 4 screws in each one of the boards, and then put your middle in. And once you do that one, you can stick this out of the road. Do the exact same thing with the other 2x10 by 8 with 3 more to make it exactly like this one. All right, once you have both sets done, you're gonna take your 2x10, the 4-foot, and what you're going to do is just going to attach them to the sides right here. Right, now for the next step, what you're going to do is take your 1x4s. I have 2 spacers. One is a 1/2 inch, one is a 1/4 inch. Start up against your inside. Line your 1/2 inch spacer up. Screw this down. And then line your 1/4 inch spacer up in between all the other ones. As you're screwing them down, just move your spacer along. And 1/2 inch is just for the very first one on the inside. So you're going to use the 1/2 inch on the inside here, 1/4 inch the rest of the way. And then start on the opposite end of your 8-foot section and do the same thing. Use your 1/2 inch first, put your 1x4s in, use 1/4 inch space in between. Now to finish off, what you're going to need to do is measure out a 1x4 to fit between these posts. Then you're going to need two 1x4s pieces about 3 inches long. And what we're going to do is we're going to take them, stick them up on the end here, and then put a screw in this side. And whenever you're done with that, it'll look just like this. So once you get these pieces done, what you're going to do is you're going to slide it in here, in between the boards, and then put screws into the boards. So you might have to tap them in with a hammer or something like that, but then you're going to do that 3 times for the other 3 missing pieces that you're going to have. Alright, now all you need to do, once you're finished with the last step, flip it over. Probably going to need somebody to help you with this. This thing is really heavy. And then what we're going to do next is we're going to use some paint. We're going to paint the outside, the top, and the inside of these boards around the out. Because we're not going to really need to paint the bottom. What we're going to do is we're going to line the bottom with plastic. So grab some paint. What I'm using is Valspar Storm Coat. You can get it at Lowe's. Not advertising for Lowe's, but you can get it there. Really good paint. So what we're going to do, we're going to put a coat of paint on the outside, the tops, and the inside of this board. That way if any rain runs off and gets behind our plastic, it'll just go down across there and it's not going to chew up our boards. So, time to get painted. Alright, now once your paint's dry, you're going to put some plastic down. So what we got here, we got some 3mm plastic. It's like a medium duty drop cloth plastic. So what we're going to do is we're going to lay this all over the inside, staple it onto the inside of the boards, and probably best to get one of these kind of staple guns. I'm using 3/8 inch light duty staples for it. It's nothing too extreme. All you're doing is just coating the inside with plastic. You don't want the soil to be laying on these boards. So, over an extended period of time, the board's going to soak up, everything from the soil. They're going to rot out. So what we're going to do with this, we're going to try and keep it from rotting as quick. So what we're going to do is we're going to lay this down on the inside, staple it up to the inside of the boards, cut it off, probably about a 1/2 inch to 1 inch below the top, and then we're going to take where the slots are in the bottom of the boards, we're going to cut holes for drainage because you don't want a lot of water to stay inside this. The only thing we're doing with the plastic is just preventing the soil from laying on top of the boards. So with that, we're going to jump into this. We'll get the plastic put in and show you what's left. Right, now there you have it. Plastic's in. All that's left to do is trim up the edges of it, put a few holes in the bottom, and then we're ready for the outside. And we got to dig the holes outside and set this down in there. After that's done, throw some soil in there, and then you can start growing. Now all that's left is bring your table outside, go ahead and dig your holes out, set your table down in it. What I did, I put them 18 inches down, a little bit of stone in the bottom of the hole, and stone around it. That way if anything happens later on, I want to move the table, it's not stuck in there with concrete. I know I am not below the frost line. That was not my intentions. My intention was just to get it secure enough that if wind blew on it, that it wouldn't blow over. So there you go. The only thing left to do is fill it with some dirt and start your plants.